In this video, I will show you how to add Google Maps to your Wix website quickly and easily. So you can add any locations that you would like to in here. People can come along, they can see the location and all of the information in here. The first thing that we need to do is open up Elfsight. This is the tool that we will be using to build the widget, and I've linked it in the description below. Go ahead and click on that link and it will take you straight over to this page. This link also ensures that everything connects properly when we embed it. From here, just enter your email into this box to sign up for free, and then on this next page, create your password. Just like that, we are signed up and ready to go. Now, from here, once we are signed up to Elfsight, what we want to do is come to the top of the screen to this search widgets bar right here. And in this search widgets, we can simply search for Google. And this is going to pull up the Google Maps widget right here. This is the one that we want. So we can go ahead and click into this. And it's now going to ask us to choose from one of these templates. So we can choose if we want multiple locations, a single location, and then we have a few different variations of how we want the map to look. But keep in mind that these are all completely customizable with the colors. You can add more locations, even to the single location if you would like. So just select the map that you roughly think looks the best, and then we can click continue with this template. Now from here, we now need to go ahead and link up our Google API key. So to do this, it's actually pretty simple. We just click on Create API Key, and it's then going to take us through to this screen, the Google Maps platform. So in here, we want to create an account, and you probably already have a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, go ahead and create one. And it's going to take us over here. So with these questions, we can just go ahead and skip these. From here, we can then click on Finish Account Setup. And this is going to take us over to the Google Maps platform. Before we go there though, we just need to confirm some account information. So we can click on continue. It's then going to ask us to verify our card right here. As you can see, payment information verification. They won't charge you for this, as it says no charge for trying Google Maps API. And they just use this to verify that you're not a robot. So we can go through and click on start for free. And then in here, once again, we can go ahead and skip these questions. We don't need to fill this out. This is what we are looking for right here. So this is the API key. We want to go ahead and copy this, but very important that we click on go to the Google Maps platform. And this is just going to make sure that Google Maps is actually set up. So we just wait a few seconds. As we can see, successfully enabled the Google Maps API. Right here where it says protect your API key, we can click on maybe later. And now we have our API key ready to go. So we can come over here and we can type our API key in and click on apply. And just like this, essentially all the API key does is give us access to maps, which we can now see on screen. Once that is added, we can then go to the content area, and in here we can go through and add all of the locations that we would like to add. So we can click in, and if you just want Google Maps and you don't want any locations, you can just go through and delete these. But to add in a new location, we just go to add location, and then we need to find the coordinates of your address. So the easiest way to do this is just to open up a new tab and go to Google Maps. And then in here, we can go to the search bar and we can search for your business. So let's go ahead and type in Millie's Cookies. And we'll go for this London one right here. Let's imagine that this is my business. And then once we found this, you just want to go to the marker, right click on this, and right here, these are the coordinates. So we can go ahead and copy these to clipboard just by clicking on this. Go back over to Elfsight, and in the position, we want to paste in these coordinates and click on apply. Just like that, it's then going to mark the location. So we can now go down and we can add the name for this. So this is going to be Millie's Cookies, or whatever your business is called. You can add the location there as well. And then we can go down to the icon right here if you want to add an icon to this. We can then go to the description, and in here we can start filling this out. So we can add in things like the description. We can add an image of this that's going to show up right here, the address, website, phone number, all of these other things. So you just fill this out with the description. We can then choose what happens when somebody clicks on this. So I'll just show you with one of these ones that we actually have set up. If we click on this right now, it's going to open up this information window. Alternatively, what we can do is we can redirect to a URL and we can paste a link in. So when somebody clicks on this, it can take them over to your website or whatever you are trying to do. Or we can just go for none right here. But open information window is usually going to be the best. We can then choose the animation. So in here, we can choose the animation for these markers right here. And that is how we can set up the location. So I'm just going to delete Millie's cookies right here. So we have the main three that we had before. Then we can go down to the map and we can choose the map type. So we have a few different options for how you want this to look. And we can then go down and play around with some of these other settings, like the distance units. We can play around with the center and zoom. We can play around with the controls. So just go in here and set everything up to be how you would like it. Then we can customize the panel over here. So we can choose if we want to display this at all or have this completely off. We can choose if we want this expanded by default or if people have to come in and click on this tab, and then it's going to open right here. We can then customize things like the search area. We can customize how this list is going to look and what elements are in here. And then finally, we can come down to the appearance where we can customize things like the theme color. And then these three things down here are just things to do with coding. So you'll want to go ahead and leave them. Now, once we have this set up and we are ready to add this to our Wix website, all we have to do is click on publish up here. And then Elfsight is going to take us over to this screen where we can now choose a plan. Now, the plan I recommend starting with is this free plan right here, as this allows us to get everything set up for free. And then later down the line, if you want to go ahead and upgrade to one of these paid plans, if you want access to more widgets or more website views, you can upgrade to one of these at any time. But for now, just go ahead and select this free plan. From here, Elfsight is then going to give us this piece of code, and this code is going to allow us to add the Google Maps widget to our website. So we just want to copy code, and then we can go over to our Wix editor. Inside of the editor, we just want to scroll down until we find where we want to add this. So it's usually going to be towards the bottom of the website. I'm going to add mine right here, just above the footer. So we can click on Add Section where we want to add this. And then once this new section is added, we want to go ahead and add elements. And the element that we want to add is under embed code. So we select this, and this is the one that we want, embed HTML. So we can go ahead and add this to the site. And then what we want to do from here is make sure this is selected to code, click into this box and paste in the code that we just copied from Elfsight. We can then click on update. And just like this, the Google Maps is going to be added in. So we just need to expand this box to take up the entire section, just like this. Looks like we need to expand the section a little bit as well to fit everything in. So I'll go ahead and expand this, and then we can drop this down further, just to here. Bring this back up. And just like that, that is how you can add Google Maps to your Wix website.